Hey guys, this is Long Night Entertainment. I'm Mycosa, and welcome back to Avorion. Today we are taking a look, as promised, at some other builds. I'm in a new galaxy. I just want to really quickly make sure I can... No, I can't hire any personnel there. That's fine. It's going to move a little bit out of it. Apparently I'm near dangerous space. That's fine. That's fine. This is not something I care about. Just take one last look here. If I go to trade equipment, you have in terms of upgrades. Okay, so if I have to, I can increase my turret quantity. Okay, that's just something I wanted to make sure I had. Well then. So, let us now look at some builds that are optional. Some ideas we have here. Just going to name this ship the Building Ship. Bam. So, first, let's take a look at this guy. This one is part of a fighter design. It's also pretty good early ship design, in my opinion. There we go. Small, sleek. If I go to its building specs, it's pretty maneuverable on the roll. Nothing too much for the pitch and yaw, but it's a nice little design. Apparently, this one was designed to be a... bit of lag there. The ship was apparently designed to be a fighter. Personally, I like its style. He made others for his designs. I'll provide a link to his Steam page. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But anyway, continuing. In addition to the Viper, he also made this guy, the Luna. Now, if you check the specs here, this one is not recommended for a ship design, purely as a fighter. It's got a cool style to it, but you'll notice there's nothing really to control its direction. It can only go straight. So I would imagine it can only be used as a fighter design. The Luna was able to be used, the previous one was able to be used as a personal design. Not very maneuverable, but it was there. This one, only as a fighter. After that, we also have the Rifter. The last one of his designs there. This one is, again, purely and only really good as a fighter. It has no real gyro abilities. Just to show you. You go on nothing. Nothing. But again, these are just simple, small designs for fighters, for blueprints. I like their style. I have to admit. I like their design. I could customize these by growing them and adding some gyros, maybe popping them in between there and there. Pop something on the inside, maybe replace that plate and put an armor plate over it to a little hump there. Duplicate the bottom to put the gyro there, perhaps. But other than that, it's a simple, small design, and I have to admit to liking it. Now this fellow did more than that, though. Pardon me. There. Back to build. Now to show some of his actual ship designs, though. Alrighty. This one is the NC Deep Black. Very stylish, well designed. I do like it. It's a larger one. If I go to the ship properties, has 4 system upgrades. Cool design to this little guy. If you check for the block types, you can see it's got good quantity. The predominant amount of its outer shell, as you can see, is different types of armor. Making this guy a little ponderous, yes. But more importantly, well able to deal with later railguns, things like that. Go to armor itself. I said armored on the outside, very well able to handle a beating. Energy generation is quite good. Not the most maneuverable of crafts, I admit. But, probably just gonna exit out here. But, a reasonably robust ship. Just gonna slowly start plodding back here. Oh, wrong button. There we go. And just to show this little guy off. I like what he did for the design for it. I know I've said it before. Also, on this particular designer's list, this is one of the smaller ones at 4 upgrade, but of a similar design to this one, we have the Miranda. Another well-styled design. I love how he has these things actually look like spaceships, and thought-out spaceships at that. It is, as you can see, a bit better on the roll. Again, not super maneuverable, but a good quality ship in my opinion. Oh, as you can see, good energy generation, good storeable energy. And again, to the viewing of the blocks, we can see that this one is again designed to be a bit of a flagship. These are all titanium and iron, so you can achieve these at a starter level. You can see, reasonably maneuverable in spite of its size. Plenty of room on it for upgrades, for weaponry, as you can see. But to my surprise, things like this guy, these were only the beginning. I present, one size up, the Caitlin. This one, a 5 upgrade system slot design. I'm going to recenter myself. Sorry about that. Large, reminds me a bit of a freighter design. Clearly plenty of room for guns and upgrades. Excellent sizing. Reasonably maneuverable considering its bulk. And of course, as you upgrade this, is to show my usual modifications. I go to pure titanium. Maneuverability starts to increase, as do hit points. Look at that. But as I continue upwards to Naonite, to Trinium, we see the maneuverability, even with its size, starting to improve. Until we get to Xanion, again. And I'll skip the Augenite and go straight to Avorion. Towards the end, we become reasonably maneuverable in spite of our ponderous size. It's solid. Right. Going back to the original. Now, again, I'm not at full speed due to a lack of crew, but its size gives it tremendous hit points, and even with that, we've still got some maneuverability and good stopping strength. Very useful for large ships when it's hard to maneuver. Also in this size category, and being one model up from it, the Caitlin Mark II. This one in the Xanion stage, redesigned with shields, giving this one good upward usability, and making it a very good replacement for both the Miranda and the Deep Space, the Deep Black rather. Excellent models and designs in both parts in my opinion. Still reasonably maneuverable for its bulk, excellent energy generation, and this time geared towards its shields. And wow, is that durable. Going one size up, we have the NC Muradin, which as you can see is quite the behemoth. Same style and design as the previous, a good unity of design with that. One could make an entire flagship fleet with these carriers. I'm showing the specs on it. As you can see, good roll, but not very maneuverable. Good braking speed, but not very maneuverable. Still, just to show it here. Yes. Plod forward, you ponderously bulked thing. Reach your destination. This would be so much easier with actual crew. Just saying. But anyway, the design on this, very nice, and still keeping with that theme from before. Bit bulky, I admit, but, well, put it as carrier, set those fighters, and you have a carrier with a fleet of fighter jets, able to take nearly anything. And this is, again, not even the biggest. I've panned out a bit, and I'm going to move a bit closer to this guy, so you can kind of do a comparison. But while I'm moving there, let's go a size up. Now for our next sizing, at a 7-unit upgrade, pardon a little bit of lag here, this is a large piece, but this guy is the Aurora, perhaps named after the Subnautica vessel. There, I couldn't tell you. It is a ponderous and large vessel, enormous in size, same style and design, and as you can see, if I compare this to even some of these space docks, it doesn't lose out in size. This thing is enormous, and not even the largest. Again, just to show off it from other angles, it's like a size up from the previous, still in keeping with that previous design, that warship design from of often used in U.S. carriers. As you can see, well, just as you can see, this is very stylish. I love it. Reminds me of things I'd see back when I used to watch like Deep Space Nine or things like that. In addition, this fellow also made a more carrier-oriented design, the Bounty. Still in its general theme, but this one with more cargo space. Just to show you, clearly established as a cargo vessel, one for transporting goods, excellent for someone with that kind of design. What you do is you'd have this design protected by some of the others. Back to show all. Still a 7 upgrade slot. Pardon me. Yeah, go to there. Just to show you there. Wow. And again, not the end of his designing list. Pardon me a moment. I lastly present more of a warship design, the Goliath. There's our front. Don't know how he got all that in. I have to admit, I think he actually designed that all in with edge armor and designs to actually design these shapes to give it that style, which I think is impressive. Because obviously there's no deco arts for that. You have to make this. And oh, did he ever. But the overall effect is brilliant. Still keeping with the same theme, we have a battle cruiser of very excellent style. And to show, still has cargo bays available for it. Flight recorder invented braking. Hyperspace core for better jumping abilities. And yet still, with that, more than able to also function as a battleship. You could easily convert those cargo bays into carrier bays to let ships to establish a fleet. And again, just to kind of show this here, just to put this next to this station, this guy's enormous, comparable to the station he's right by. Yeah. I feel so far away, and yet I can still dock with no difficulty. Hire them all. There we go. Ship now at full operation. Just to show you how fast it can go. It's got some strong engines to it. Let's keep going. See what we can max out at. Go, go, Gadget Goliath at 2.873k per second. Booyah. Of course, correcting course is not as simple. Probably just aiming for that purple squirt. There we go. Let's just say be cautious when moving in asteroid fields. Be very cautious. Because as you can see, impressive as I might find the ship, slowing down is entertaining. Yeah, that is the word I'm going to use. What is near me? I think it's just a cargo transport. A salesman, and who hates me, and a gate. Well, okay, I'm not in any danger. Where was I? Ah, yes. Nearing the end of this guy's designs. We have the Tiger Claw. Pardon me a brief bit of lag while this guy slowly processes and loads in. It's enormous. This guy is a 9-slot upgrade ship. Not exactly the most maneuverable of behemoths, especially since now I need even more crew, and I've put over 100 people on this. As you can see, we need copious amounts of mechanics and engineers for this guy. Once properly manned, well, it's enormous. This thing requires some honest-to-God military personnel. This is a near-endgame ship. Pardon me, I think that's the closest. Or are you the closest? There we go. Just gonna wait for things to kind of stop lagging a little. My computer is isn't a measly thing, but dear God, this thing is big. So many pieces involved. You know, let me give you guys let me center it. Give you guys a quick little look around of it, such as I can. As you can see, it is a glorious structure. Yes, as you blur up, the guy designed vent-like structures for the front. They kind of pan there. I mean, seriously, he did an amazing job designing parts and pieces just for the style. It is huge. With a whopping 9 upgrade slots to it. You don't want to know how many cannons you can put on this guy. Oh, I think we're done loading it in. There we go. Okay. There we are. It's finally done kind of comprehending this ship. Now I can kind of show this a little better. It's so big that basically it needed to load everything in order for the lag to stop. Well, yeah. I mean, hell, it has over 39,000, it has almost 40,000 blocks involved. It's huge. There we go. Let me just try and get a little closer to this. I didn't mean to get so far away. This is obviously an endgame design. And I have to admit, I like the NC line for this. I wish he made some smaller ships. Less flagship in mind. I like some as early... I like that first fighter, the Luna, as just a starting one. But dear God, what he did for these larger ones. Can these asteroids even hurt me? Possibly. I don't really have a way to dodge them. I'm too big. Help me. Let's try and turn. There we go. This thing is literally bigger than this station. I have to admit, better designed. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I would love it if you could get, like, ship lines set to folders and have them use, like designs from this resized as needed, that sort of thing. Let me see if it'll let me, I know the personnel isn't an issue, but I don't know if you can, just assign... Yeah, you can't assign commanders and generals. You need to hire them. And we need so many on this that yeah. You actually need to find and hire those. Do you even have that available? No, you do not. Wow. But of course, I wouldn't be talking like this if this were the end result. As impressive as the Tiger Claw is, I present a one step down in size, but a step up in terms of its other aspects, the Eve of Talos. As you can see, it's more maneuverable. Still a behemoth, a 7 upgrade ship. As you can see. I admit I'm used to dealing with more maneuverable yet, but considering its size, a behemoth in terms of its strength and durability, energy generation is tremendous. You can put copious amounts of weaponry on this guy. And I believe this design is already designed in mind to have hangars to release the hordes, as it were. This one is an endgame design that you shouldn't have any difficulty bringing into those endgame areas. Converting everything I can to Avorion greatly increased its capabilities for strength and durability. Maneuverability went up a bit. Really just needs personnel. So, I just wanted to show off the designs of someone else here, and this was one that specifically came to mind. Just see, about half an hour into this, but they'll be editing, of course. So I'm going to include a link in the description. I highly recommend giving this particular fellow's stuff a subscription and subscribing to him directly. His designs are splendid and well worth checking out, both for inspiration and just a good line to follow and go through the game with. Wow. He big. So that being said, I'm going to leave things off here. This is just a sort of artistic highlight of another person's designs. Someone who, I'll be honest, is better than me. So that being said, thank you all for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, give that like button a boop, and feel free to subscribe to his designs on Steam. And as always, guys, thank you all for watching, and have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye.